Hi, I'm Jan.
And I'm Ronnie, and we are designing dishes.
Well, today we're doing our next segment, which is all part of the special occasion dinner that we're going to be doing. We are doing the side dishes that's going to go with our rib roast. Ronnie is going to be showing you the oven roasted asparagus and cherry tomatoes in just a moment. I'm going to start out with the super simple corn casserole. Everyone seems to love it. I've done it for all kinds of large parties, which I think is a real good hint. You can increase the recipe very easily, and we're just going to go ahead and start. It's just a fantastic simple recipe. The first thing we're going to put into our bowl, I have a bowl, I'm making one dish today, and that's 1 cup of sour cream. And I use real sour cream. Do not skimp on the sour cream, everybody. No low-fat sour cream for this. All the real stuff. We've got 1 beaten egg. And the reason you beat the egg, I think it's very important to know, it's much easier than to incorporate all the ingredients as we start to mix everything together. I like to start mixing this at this particular point. Looks great. I'm then going to dump in 1 can of whole kernel corn. If the corn you buy has a lot of liquid in it, go ahead and drain the liquid. The particular brand that I bought did not have very much liquid, so I'm going to go ahead and put all of that in. 1 can of creamed corn. Love creamed corn. Absolutely wonderful. Next ingredient is going to be 1 box of Jiffy corn mix. Everybody's used Jiffy corn mix over the years. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put that in. And the final ingredient is a 1/2 cup of melted margarine. You do not have to use real butter in this recipe. If you want to save a little bit of money, especially if you make several recipes, because of the other fat we've used, the sour cream and that, we can go ahead and use margarine in this one. I know Ronnie's not happy about that. Are you, Ronnie?
I'll let you slide with it this time.
Okay. Now, if you do want to add a little pizzazz to this recipe, there are some options that you could put into here. How about a little bit of dill? How about some sun-dried tomatoes? Maybe some jalapenos will make it a little hot, and maybe some chives. That's another idea. I'm just going to make it with the original recipe today, and I'm going to go ahead, while Ronnie starts talking, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the casserole dish that I'm going to be putting into the oven in a little while.
You could really do almost any fresh herb in that corn casserole.
Yes,
like basil
absolutely
or
right.
whatever. For our oven roasted asparagus with cherry tomatoes, I'm going to first snap the asparagus. I've snapped it previously. I saved 1 to show you. You hold either end and snap, and it'll break right at the tender point. This is a lot of asparagus, and a lot of people might think, well, then why can't I use more of that and not throw it away? But this is the tough part. If you cook it, it's going to be very woody and very difficult to eat. So this is the asparagus that we're going to work with. We're going to oven roast it, and the main reason we're going to oven roast it is because oven roasting is going to bring out the sweetness of your vegetable. In fact, oven roasting is good for almost any kind of vegetable. I can't think of any vegetable that you wouldn't put in the oven to roast. Brings out the sweetness, brings out the color, as well as it's also going to preserve the nutrients. Anytime you put a vegetable into water, cook it in water, you're going to start losing nutrients. So this preserves your nutrients, your flavor, your texture. Toss them. I put a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper in there, just about a tablespoon of olive oil, salt and pepper. And toss it over your vegetables. And these veggies are going to take, this asparagus and tomatoes, they're going to take about 9 minutes to cook in the 350-degree oven. Jan's casserole is going to bake at 350, as she said previously. So the meat, if you're making a roast, when your roast comes out of the oven, it still needs about 45 minutes to sit before you can cut your roast. And this goes in and cooks for 45 minutes, and this goes in about 35 minutes after that goes off. The corn casserole goes in the oven, and you're all set. Everything's done at the same time. Thank you for joining us. for this edition of Designing Dishes, and we'll see you again.
Well, we've taken our side dishes out of the oven. Ronnie's asparagus and tomatoes looks delicious, and this is the corn casserole. I want to go ahead and take a little bit of it out for you. It's nice and fluffy. It looks delicious. Here we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the plate. Look at that with a little bit of dill as a side for decoration. And Ronnie?
We have the oven roasted asparagus, and one thing I want you to notice is how nice and bright green this color is. And this green will stay this bright after it comes out of the oven. It will not turn and begin to yellow on you. The tomatoes are also very nice bright red. This is a great holiday dish, but it's also a great dish for any time. We thank you for joining us on Designing Dishes. And goodbye from Ronnie.
And Jan, bye.
See you next time.